I have been in Shenzhen
深
for
圳已
more than
经
a
1个多
month.
月了，
I have interviewed with over
天气不是
100
也赶着
companies,
加吧，因为
and
就
more
一
than
个假，
90 have accepted me,
但是
but none
没一个
truly
要我
wanted
的。
me. Has everyone's consumption level dropped? My wife and I have truly downgraded. Last year, we watched fireworks at the beach on New Year's Eve. This year, we stayed home and drank millet porridge together. I used to buy my wife bags and give her cosmetics worth hundreds of dollars on her birthday, surprising her with small gifts during festivals. We often went to the movies, dined out, and spent time with friends playing escape rooms, reading scripts, or enjoying milk tea and hot pot, spending hundreds of dollars in a single day. Over the past 2 years, our entertainment has moved online. Now, I just watch TV at home in my free time. In the past, I could easily purchase memberships to watch dramas, but now I'm like an online beggar, constantly searching for free resources. For gatherings with friends, they now prefer cooking at home, playing board games and chatting. My wife hasn't bought a new bag in a long time, and I haven't upgraded my phone in 4 years. Even if you're not earning much, you can always cut back on spending during this Great Depression. Now, Beijing's consumption downgrade is obvious. In the past, people flocked to malls at noon, but now parks have become the go-to check-in spots. Takeout has shifted from ordering Starbucks to Happy Lemon, and after-work dinners have gone from hot pot to food stalls. These are real changes. One netizen commented that major companies in Beijing, such as JD.com and Meituan, are cutting salaries and laying off employees, not to mention smaller companies. Even the bosses themselves are struggling. Many companies are now delaying last month's salary payments. Walking through the streets, you'll often see shops suddenly put up for rent or transfer. It's increasingly clear that very few people in Beijing are genuinely making money now. For ordinary office workers, many rely on credit cards to get by. I earn over 10,000 yuan a month, but nearly half of it goes toward rent. The rest is used to pay off my credit card. Now, we call it a consumption downgrade, but to put it bluntly, no one has money in their pockets. Young people in Beijing don't even need to save money anymore. It's already great if they don't owe money. This is the current situation of young people in Beijing. No wonder people say this year has seen the most severe consumption downgrade. Just look at the current prices in Shanghai. 1 pair of Snowfly, 2 pairs of Lee, 2 pairs of Skechers, and 1 pair of Vans. Hello? A total of 6 items cost just 432 yuan. The average price per item is only a little over 70 yuan, and they're all big brands like Skechers and Vans. It really shows how bad the economic situation is. Recently, the consumption downgrade in first-tier cities has been shocking. Whether in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, or Shenzhen, the once booming consumption trend has gradually faded, replaced by people tightening their belts and holding onto their wallets. Have you noticed how once bustling shopping malls are now deserted? High-end restaurants are even quieter, and those who used to drink Starbucks are now turning to Mixu City. The chain reaction caused by the consumption downgrade has begun, and the first industry to be hit is the tea industry. Milk tea shops are now engaged in a life-and-death elimination match. In the first half of 2024, Nayuki lost 440 million yuan. Chaibaidao's revenue fell by 10%, and its net profit plunged nearly 60%. With many tea shops closing, second-hand equipment has become unsellable. Recyclers bought dozens of sets for 60,000 to 70,000 yuan, but sold them as scrap for just 2,000 yuan. Octopus Brother, a recycler, noted that chains like Gu Ming and Chabaidao once lasted 2 to 3 years, but now shut down in just months, with newer equipment reflecting the shortening life cycle of tea shops. The second industry to be hit by the consumption downgrade is catering. Chinese catering media outlet Red Restaurant Network reported that over the past year, many types of restaurants, including coffee shops, bakeries, hot pot establishments, tea houses, buffets, snack bars, and fast food chains, have quietly disappeared. Closure has become the buzzword of China's catering industry in 2024, with negative news about store closures, withdrawals, and bankruptcies spreading continuously. According to statistics, nearly 3 million restaurants closed last year, setting a record high. After 12 years in the Chinese market, the well-known Taiwanese brand Hoda Chicken Steak suddenly announced last month that it would close all its Chinese stores. Thousands in Shenzhen lose jobs daily as China's economy worsens with no way out. I have been in Shenzhen for more than a month. I have interviewed with over 100 companies, and more than 90 have accepted me, but none truly wanted me. Yesterday, one company told me I passed the interview and asked me to report today. But when I arrived, they told me again, "We already have a better candidate." I thought to myself, am I really that bad? I can't find a job, my wallet is empty, I can't pay rent, and I still have water and electricity bills to cover. The employment situation in 2024 is severe, as seen in Shenzhen, a first-tier city with a developed economy and abundant job opportunities. According to authoritative statistics, the number of newly registered unemployed people in Shenzhen surged by 40% year-on-year in the first quarter of this year, directly reflecting the current job market pressure. Additionally, the South China Morning Post recently cited the main indicators of labor and social security in the first quarter of 2024, released by the Shenzhen Human Resources and Social Security Bureau. The data showed 40,221 newly registered unemployed people in Shenzhen, a significant 40% increase from 28,703 during the same period last year, and a 15% rise compared to the fourth quarter of last year. A Weibo analysis pointed out that many unemployed people do not register, meaning a large number remain unnoticed. Some netizens even claim Shenzhen is no longer suitable for working. Furthermore, many Shenzhen residents have moved to Guangzhou to seek jobs and opportunities. What is the real situation in Shenzhen now? Some listed companies in Nanshan can't even pay wages. In more extreme cases, companies operating normally one day receive group notifications to dissolve by the evening. One client shared that companies now avoid direct layoffs by assigning impossible tasks. If you can do them, fine. If not, you're forced to leave. Over the past 2 years, I've met many business owners. Some, even under financial strain, would take loans to pay employees. But unscrupulous bosses simply don't care. It's not just companies. Many roadside shops are also struggling to stay afloat. This month, to be blunt, even rent isn't fully covered. Honestly, not many are earning well in Shenzhen this year. Many office workers are robbing Peter to pay Paul, and their monthly income can't even cover interest on online loans or credit cards. One housewife lamented her understanding of Shenzhen's dire job market this year. She shared that her husband has been laid off for 5 months, and she has been jobless for 3 months. Neither has found a job yet. Job opportunities, let alone suitable ones, are scarce. In this situation, finding a job seems harder than finding a partner. Many resonate with my videos, saying they were laid off at 30 and can't find work. They wonder what's wrong with society. Yesterday, I watched a video of an elderly man in Hong Kong, at least 80 years old, trembling and barely able to walk, but still working in uniform. Meanwhile, I'm 40 years old and unemployed, with 15 years left until retirement. For the next 15 years, my parents and children will still depend on me. I don't mind labor-intensive jobs, but when I lift bricks, I can't hold my children. I feel deeply disappointed. Do you know how many people are unemployed in Shenzhen now? Some are as young as 35 and have been jobless for over a year. In some groups, 6 people might chat, and 4 of them are unemployed. Colleagues who worked hard yesterday suddenly disappear today. Food delivery workers are multiplying. Over 20,000 reportedly register for Didi daily. Yesterday's office workers are today's delivery riders. Many couples, burdened with car and house loans, have both lost their jobs. IT workers earning 20,000 to 30,000 yuan a month are now marginalized, and no one even knows the true scale of unemployment. The CCP has long used lies to create a false image of prosperity in mainland China, while the people live in hardship but have difficulty speaking out. A UP host on Bilibili recorded the voices and feelings of ordinary people in mainland China with a camera. Although there was no emotional tone, he was still summoned by the police, and most of his videos were deleted. Recently, the mainland Bilibili UP host, "This is a Suspicious Planet," was summoned, and most of his videos were deleted, which attracted attention. According to online information, the videos posted by the UP host recorded the real lives of people in various industries, such as students, farmers, and workers. These included an example of a day in high school in a county town in Henan, a report on the production process of hot and sour noodles in a food factory in Henan, a report on the situation of young workers in a building materials factory in Henan, an investigation report on porters in Zhengzhou, and an investigation record of the economic income of farmers in rural areas in western Henan, etc. Some netizens pointed out that the investigation by this UP host was not cursory. He would eat and live with migrant workers, obtain real first-hand materials, and did not show any bias or tendency, without any emotional tone, just faithfully recording the real life of the moment, recording the voices and feelings of ordinary people, and then presenting them in their original form. Netizens said, he really went to the building materials factory to investigate the lives of ordinary workers. This UP host's expression is really very restrained. This is the investigation report of the new era. Some netizens praised his work, saying, "It has a sense of compassion for the world and no suspicion of sarcasm, which is really rare." The most valuable and precious thing about this netizen who investigates the lives of ordinary people is that he allows others to see more of real life. But since January 22nd, the UP host's account has not been updated. Recently, a netizen posted a message saying, "The person has finished the record and came out. It is confirmed that he is safe. I won't talk about the specific details." The UP host's account on Bilibili shows that many videos can no longer be opened. Netizens noted, there are only 10 videos left out of the original 165 videos. The UP host's experience has attracted the attention of netizens. Some netizens said, because of recording the lives of ordinary people, he was called in for questioning by the police. It turns out that recording has become a fault now. I am very curious, is such recording not allowed? Then what kind of voice and what kind of picture do we need? Where can we seek the truth? Are we really going to enter the real version of the Truman Show? Another netizen sarcastically said, "When you point the camera at the vast majority of ordinary people in China, every frame you record automatically becomes a banned film. Silence is the perfect annotation of the Red Terror. No investigation, no right to speak. If you investigate, there will be no human rights." An overseas ex-netizen said, "This land only allows you to praise and sing, but not record, write realistically, or criticize. All social realism is the least allowed to be publicly disseminated. This is inconsistent with greatness, righteousness, and it is easy to uncover the false prosperity of the mask." The CCP uses lies to construct false narratives to deceive the people and the outside world, fearing that the real living conditions of the Chinese people will be revealed. In March 2023, a UP host named Hu Chenfeng accidentally exposed the miserable lives of Chinese elderly people through a random interview with the elderly on the streets of Chengdu. His B Station account was once banned, and his Douyin account was cancelled.